Asked this before, but how proud are you of Nick Richards after last night?
Very proud. Really want to know what he does tonight to build on that because he was really dominant.
Let's go.
I need to see him take it another step because there's more in there.
Was it more of just him getting out of his head a little bit
That's
and
all
just having
it is.
fun?
That's all it is. Nick has to be willing to make mistakes confidently and be assertive. And once he does, we can live with aggressive mistakes.
And what about Reid? I mean, he obviously did really well rebounding, but on offense looked a little lost. Do you think it was nerves?
Of course. This is new and different for Reid, and it's an adjustment. We're asking him to play different than he's ever played in his life. And he's going to make he's highly intelligent. He's 100% committed. He knows what we expect of him, and he's on board. Last night is a wash for me for Reid Travis. I mean, we know he's going to rebound elite. We know that he's going to fight. He's going to give us 100% effort. He's going to get more comfortable, and the more comfortable he becomes, the more dominant he'll be.
How different is it, your approach to coaching Reid versus you've coached young guys now for quite a while, a guy that's a little more experienced and established? Do you have to break down some
Not as
habits
much.
at all?
Reid Travis does things that juniors and seniors in college don't do. He looks you in your eye and he wants you, he's listening to everything that you're saying. Keldon Johnson is floating mentally. He's all over the place. You could be talking to him and he's dribbling a basketball. He's never making eye contact. Where Reid is totally focused on everything that you're saying, and he's going to do it directly. Like, now, if we can teach Keldon that, then we'll be all right.
Can I get my own key?
He's more concerned with his room key than anything.
Because what you're saying right now is not accurate. That was Keldon at the beginning of the summer. It's not Keldon now.
He's still up from that attempted dunk last night.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Coach gave him a hard time about the missed dunk that he had no chance of making.
how long before he connects on one of those dunks?
Probably tonight.
Yeah. Has he done that in practice yet?
Yes. Yeah. He's a gifted player who wants to be great, who pours 100% in. He's so emotional. He loves the game of basketball. He's vocal. For him, this is fun. What most people consider stress, he considers fun.
Those big guys we were talking about earlier, is there a moment, kind of a light bulb moment with kids? You see they
Oh,
finally
every year. There's moments that happen where it clicks and they have it, and you realize that they're never letting it go.
Yeah.
For each and every player.
Is it usually late in the year, or is it vary between?
It varies. A lot just depends on the individual. We're not robots, we're humans, and it happens for different people at different times.
What's the feeling like for you? Because someone who's working with this kid day after day, and then when it does finally click, what's the emotion for you?
It's the most gratifying feeling there is, just knowing that you help the kid attain his goal and help him reach what he's trying to reach and be the player that he wants to be.
Let's go. Get
This
out.
all starts as dreams and hopes. I think when we go in the home, we try to identify kids that are dream chasers, and that's important for us. And then to see that dream come true and see them head toward becoming the player that they need to be is gratifying.
Coaching is teaching ultimately, isn't it?
That's all it is teaching. And it's as much of teaching life as much as it is X and O's.
Talking about Keldon, compare a kid that maybe comes in that's not overly aggressive, but versus a kid that's a little passive. Which would you choose?
I would always rather for a kid to be aggressive, overly aggressive, because you can tone that down. A kid that is passive, you're trying to get him to rev that up. Keldon is beyond overly aggressive, and you can always tone that down. He's learning.
He seems like he has a little MKG in him, in that you could stuff him 2 straight times and he's just going to come back at you.
His motor is unbelievable, and you're right, he does have some MKG in him. And with kids like that, you tell them, trust your heart. Trust your heart and just play and have fun.
How pleased have you been with PJ so far, and what progress has he made since last year?
The biggest has probably been his maturity. PJ Washington is a really good basketball player, and his success is going to be predicated on his aggressiveness, his willing to take it from where he is today and get 30% better. Another way of saying it is every single day you step on the court, get 5%, 3% better. And then when we're in January, February, where will you be if you take that approach? Mentally, emotionally, physically, aggressiveness, shooting, all of it. Free throws, rebounding. Don't let 3 and 4 minutes go by. Just be aggressive every single moment that you're on the court.
The way you coach big men, has it changed from when you got here to where now?
Not really. I think I've always been, I want guys that want to be versatile. The old days of your back to the basket and you stay on the 5-man because he's slow and you're slow. I never embraced that. I played with a dominant big man, Purvis Ellison. He was versatile. He could guard anybody on the court. My mentors were guys that were Rodney McCray, who were 6'7", 240, who could guard 1 through 5, who could play 1 through 5. Derek Smith. Those are the players that I enjoyed playing with and learning from. Had the fortunate opportunity years ago to spend time as a player with Hakeem Olajuwon, and learning the game from his perspective was really unique. Talking about the soccer background and how he moves his feet, and his concepts on offense. It's very similar. Move like a guard, finish like a big. Really that simple.
Kenny, when you were recruiting Tyler, I assumed that you knew that he was more than just a shooter, that maybe his reputation was.
No question. Gifted offensive player. Not afraid of anything. Wants to be great. A gym rat. Can put it on the floor. Can shoot it from 3. Can shoot it from mid-range. Can floaters. Unique basketball player that I'm happy he's here.
How much of what he showed us last night is just maybe the tip of the iceberg?
Very much the tip of the iceberg. Before he leaves this program, he's going to be a complete offensive player and also a complete defensive player.
Do you buy the Rex Chapman comparison? Cal maybe pump the brakes a little bit on it last night?
I don't know. Rex was a really good basketball player. We would hope his career is that. Tyler has to be Tyler here. And what that means is he has to be the best version of him. There are some of Rex in him. They're both bouncy. They both can really shoot the ball. Both can handle the ball. But Tyler has to be his own guy.
Did you and Rex cross paths when you were playing at Louisville?
Yeah, we did. And I recruited Rex when he came to visit Louisville. Yep. And we've been friends ever since. He's like a brother. Great basketball player. He lets everybody know he dunked on me, which is fine. So I love Rex, and I love what he did here and having his career here. And what he did has been unbelievable for this university, what he did.
In recruiting, Kenny, last week Cal was talking about finding guys who really want to be here. I assume almost every major basketball prospect at least expresses interest in it. How do you tell the difference between the ones that say they want to be here and the ones that actually want all that this entails?
Well, they first have to be educated on what does that mean. This isn't easy. This is a fishbowl. Everybody's watching. This is hard because, again, we're talking about kids that are willing to be coached, willing to get better, that's putting the emphasis on reaching dreams, not being solely on, I'm good enough today and that's good enough for what I want to do. That's not what we're about. The character matters here. Work ethic matters here. Academics matter here. And that's important that kids understand exactly what that means. It's one thing to see Kentucky on TV and see us winning games and a bunch of guys get drafted. But how did they get drafted? That's important for these kids to know. It's not the one and done. I mean, people say it all the time. Did he come in? What did he come in a pro? I don't know. I just know he worked hard every day. He was a great kid. We pushed him. He had, you know, self-doubt, just like every kid does, and we got past it. Now we look at a Devin Booker and say, oh my God. So was he one and done in high school? I tend to say he earned that by being here.
It seems like you got a couple guys who really want to go out and prove that they can do this. They're very competitive, whether it be Keldon or Tyler. Do you think you've had more alpha dogs on this year's team than in years past?
I think the work ethic of this group has been special. Those guys want to be great basketball players. They live in the gym. Emmanuel Quickly, Tyler Hero, Keldon Johnson, E.J. Montgomery, Ashton Higgins. Those 5 freshmen have came in here and said, I want to be better. And they live in the gym, and they have a swag about them. But their swag is not arrogance because they're willing to work.
Kenny, where are you at in your quest to be a head coach one day, right?
You know, the first thing for me is just taking care of what I got in front of me. And what's in front of me is the University of Kentucky. Hopefully that's on the athletic director and an administrator to look at me and say, do some homework and say, that's the type of man I would want to run my program. He loves kids, he wants to do it the right way. He teaches character, he teaches work ethic, understands the importance of academics, and, you know, that's more important to me than worrying about that does me no good. I have a great job, I love what I do. I'm around some special kids every year, not just this year, every year. I get to identify character kids and go from there with it.
Is your biological clock ticking a little louder? You know what I mean? You're not a young man anymore.
I know I'm very old. No, I don't know. I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
There were kind of conflicting reports about whether Louisville reached out to you in the offseason. Did they actually?
I talked to Vince Tyre. We spoke. Have a lot of respect for him. Wish him well. He made a decision on the coach he wanted. I think that was pretty much done beforehand. No hard feelings at all. Louisville's a great university. And it's my university where I went to school, and I wish him well. And the state needs Louisville to be good.
Wow.
We do. So that basketball is,
Attention,
yeah,
good and evil.